Big up, big up, big up, and welcome. Liverpool 12th man is here and in effect because we have a nil-nil draw. And although I'm not happy about it, I am certainly not angry by it, I guess you could say. If we had lost this game, it would have been a different story, of course. But here we are, as they say, we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna break down a match that somehow finished 0-0. I guess some could say it's likely that it would have, but felt anything but quiet. Arsenal nil, Liverpool nil, no goals, no real magic other than maybe Connor Bradley's strike, and yet we'll have something to unpack in this game. We've got some statistics. Obviously, I like to break it down. I know it's a late night, 11 o'clock on in England occurrence, but hopefully you can stay up and watch this one. If not, then if you're watching on the replay, big up to you as well, because this wasn't really a statement performance like I was hoping we'd get. It wasn't a disaster either, so that's why it's me saying, okay, I'm okay somewhat with the performance that we saw. But it was one of those tight, rain-soaked chess matches, I guess, where both teams came away with questions rather than answers, really, I think. We're going to talk about the first half struggles, I think, that I at least perceived as being for us. The second half resurgence. Some might not think as the first half struggles. I think there were. I don't like to see our team play what was perceived as being a low block. But the second half resurgence, the stats, the manager quotes, the performances, and we'll even get into some ratings and the moment where Martinelli absolutely does not sit. Why his actions will not sit right with me, and I think it won't sit well with the fan base. I think that he is certainly a real jerk for what he did. So yes, we will hit all that up for you tonight. I thought I put let me get this link in for the lads. I thought I put it in the chat. I did not. So I just did. We might have JP with us, we might have JK with us. So for now, though, we have you in the chat, and I appreciate that. Big up to Mark, big up to Lee, big up to Red Armchair Supporter. And big up to any of those that are just chilling, listening, hanging out, doing your thing. We appreciate you hitting that like and also joining us for this post-match reaction, basically. Big up, JK. How are you?
All good, bro. All good.
Yeah. I got close. I'm still hoping to hear. I know that our chat is very, very fluid with giving us updates. When they get out and get announced. I'm really, really hoping that this is not a bad injury. By the way, before we even start, let's just hope and pray that Connor Bradley's okay. It was a little bit of a nasty, twist of the knee. Possibly they were saying. I don't know if it was. He was holding his knee. That's the issue where I'm seeing it. Anytime a player goes and holds his knee, that means that maybe he tweaked something. So, as Red Armchair Supporter says, fingers crossed for Bradley that it's nothing major and that it's just something that he can heal from and get back to playing for us.
Yeah, I just thought it was his ankle first. Yeah, hi to the chat as well. Red Armchair Lee was good. Hope you're cool,
Lone
guys.
Sheep. Yeah, Lone Sheep. Big up
Lone
to
Sheep
you.
as well. Hope you're cool, man. I enjoyed the game, bro. It was good to see a tough display. Look comfortable all game. Weren't worried about Arsenal at all. So that game showed me a bit of stability there. Strong. It were attacking wise non-existent really when you look at it. Frimpong was our deadliest, like lethal guy up top. Really, I think if he had his shooting boots on and thought, you know what, you can shoot, bro. So much as I just told him that, he could have probably won us the game, bro. Yeah. But other than that, he
Possibly
was
too.
getting stuck in. He did well.
Yeah, yeah.
Bless up, JP.
Big up, guys.
JP.
Big up.
Big
How
up,
you
big up,
cool?
big up.
Nice statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, hear me?
Sir,
You hear me?
we can hear. I think we can hear something in the
Hold up.
background.
Hold up.
Mhm. Here, let me bring him down while he goes and fixes that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Not,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
better?
yeah. Much better.
All right, yeah. Sorry about that. Nice
No
little
worries.
statement. I didn't get to watch the game. I was coaching.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, but I was every now and when I send my client to athletes for water, I was checking the score. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm a bad coach and stuff, but it was fitness
Right.
work we were doing today, so they had a lot of breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, how put it this way? Did you at least win? Because we couldn't get the win today. So
Yeah, no, well, I coach tennis too, so like so
okay.
we actually preparing for one of the major ITF tournaments in
Oh wow.
Trinidad and
Okay.
Tobago in March. So we actually doing some fitness sessions and technical sessions, and then we laid it out because remember they now come back from vacation and after the Christmas season, so just trying to get them in a little shape for what is to come going forward for the
Yeah.
season. But yeah. I was checking and every in
Yeah.
increment seeing the game.
I'll break it.
I
I'll break it down.
already know what happened.
Yeah, I'll break it down for you. I mean, I don't know if you're going to watch the game over. It's not necessarily one of those games that I would recommend watching over. Okay. But it was raining pretty tough at the Emirates. And it was interesting too. They still watered the field. By the way, it was raining and they still watered the field for some reason. I was just like, what are they doing? So and Arsenal fans and the like say we overwater the pitch. Well, okay, that's a little hypocritical right there. But all the same, the first 15 minutes, pretty cagey. I guess you can, if we're gonna be honest, Liverpool didn't touch the ball in the attacking third for the first 15 minutes of the game. It was Arsenal pressing, probing, and us trying not to collapse. Then things shifted slightly. Arsenal ramped up the pressure. We're forced deeper and deeper into our like low block, which is what we kind of played in that first half.
Yeah.
They weren't creating clear chances, but they were definitely dictating the tempo and the pace and everything that was going on for the good portion of the first half. Then out of nowhere, a chance. I thought that this was possibly our best chance of the game, and it was off a mistake, by the way. Was Saliba passed the ball back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, Raya, tried to, get a quick clearance.
Yeah.
And when he did that, he ended up the ball dropped perfectly for Bradley. Bradley tried to catch the goalkeeper off his line, and it clipped the bar. It was disappointing to see. I thought that was going to be our gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that was what it is. And then I will admit, my boy Cody. Oh man, boy Cody. Some might say it's harsh. I think Cody could have done better with the ball. He ended up. I know JK watched the game, so maybe he has an easier perspective of it. But everyone knows that I love Cody, and I think that he's a good player. But I wish he had a left foot a little bit more than he does, because the ball dropped to his left. He had a control with his left to try to bring it to his right. And then when he finally did that, it amounted to pretty much nothing. Yeah, exactly. We put it this way: first half, our XG was 0. I think it was 0.14. I want to say. It was something like, it depends on where you're getting your stats from. It was 0.3 or to 0.14, something around that range.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that. It's like that. That was like our only opportunity, really. Arsenal were much dangerous, much more lively. Liverpool, I believe, looked a little bit desperate. Second half, okay. Second half, we come out sharper. Still look cautious, but we look sharper. Um, there was a moment where that really should have flipped the match. I think Birch is hacked down in the box. No penalty, no VAR check, nothing. Gabriel tries to pick him up like it's a Sunday league game or something like that. Bert stays down with with the whole adding a little extra attention to it.
Yeah.
Nothing given. Absolutely nothing given. The same happened even for Frimpong as well later on. And from that point on, Liverpool started to take control. Like by the 70th minute, we're actually playing well. We're switching play, finding space, creating half spaces. Arsenal, they didn't register a single shot. They didn't have a single shot until stoppage time. And then the gut punch, I think, right now, we spoke on it earlier in the show. Connor Bradley
injury
goes down, clearly injured. What was really, really aggravating, and JP, this was really, really tough to see. JK can back me up. He got injured, and you can see he went for his knee, and that's a troublesome time. He's on the pitch. He wasn't off the pitch. He was on the pitch when he went down. He was like half off, half on, if you want to call it that. He was certainly on the pitch, right? Martinelli throws the ball at him. Then to be like, get up. Then Martinelli goes over and physically picks him up and pushes him out of bounds.
Wow.
That was disgraceful. I'm gonna say that as loud as Arsenal fans want to hear it. That was a disgrace. That was absolutely low budget. That was disgusting to see. The guy is obviously, they had to bring a stretcher out for the guy.
Yeah.
Here's Martinelli pushing the guy, trying to push the guy off the pitch.
Yeah. He could have actually done more harm to him.
More damage.
Yeah, more than
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no gamemanship in that. That's just a cowardly move, man.
Yeah.
The player can't defend himself. He's writhing in pain. And you have this jerk off come over and push and try to and be what it is. I thought it was absolutely just horrible to see that happen. I don't know. We never looked like we were going to win this match. I'll be honest with you. Some might disagree, but the second half, at least we showed a little bit more intent. But Arsenal didn't look like they wanted to win this match either, to be honest with you. The second half, they looked like they were just they looked like they were spent somewhat from exerting all their energy in the first half. And I pointed to Emirates. I said it earlier. I wanted more.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were expecting in this game, going into this game.
I mean, it's a big game. I wasn't expecting much. I'm too experienced in football to know that anything can happen on the day. But so when these two teams meet, form is out the window. Pride is at stake. And big players are on the pitch, and you could always get them to rise to the occasion for the odd big game, right? It showed that we did today. Keeping a clean sheet at the Emirates is no easy task, especially with their set piece routine, their homes, and then for us to keep a clean sheet in my opinion, who will eventually become champions this season. That's 2 clean sheets now, right? We got one in Anfield and we got one at the Emirates. So we got 4 points from them this season. And it shows that we have the capability with this squad to compete with the best. And it's just a shame that, it's unfortunate to have that Bradley injury. When you say knee, it's always going to be a difficult one to the point where he has to be stretched off. So I will be suggesting that I think he's out for the season there. Because if from what you telling me, 12-man knee and then stretcher, that was not good.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He had his
yeah.
shirt over his face. You know, you could tell that he was
From the
probably
time you tell me knee
Yeah.
and stretcher 12-man, I'm not expecting any good news there. So it's unfortunate that we lost another right back. We have the current injury to Isaac, and these kind of performances show me that, you know, if we had those two players available and we have a good squad going into the Champions League, we get a nice little draw. You know, anything can happen. Is a knockout competition. We are famous for Champions League nights, and you know, it's kind of disheartening that the injuries keep piling up and thing. But to me, I'm happy for the point. As bad as it is, unbeaten in 10 now. So let's just keep pressing on and make Champions League for next season and see what we could do. But like when you and JK, when we reach our segment where you're all giving the ratings, I will probably get a better idea of the players that well in certain areas.
It'll be interesting to hear what his ratings are going to be versus mine. Because I actually
JK though.
Yeah. I definitely we'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see what my ratings are.
At least on the sidelines today, I out, so on the sidelines, so it's gonna be entertaining.
Right. So I guess a point at the Emirates isn't bad, but it's also not it's not something I'm gonna get excited over. Because I think if we had just had a little bit more cohesion in our final half or in their final third, then we could have gotten a goal. We should have gotten a goal. We controlled the second half pretty much. And for us to not come away with anything was disappointing. I'll ask this to the chat, and I'll ask this even to JK as well. Was this Arsenal escaping with a point, or was this Liverpool failing to take 3 points? Let's see if JK is with us. I'm not sure if he is. He's on mute, so I guess he's still getting ready, still getting his beauty makeup on for the big debut. Maybe, I don't know. All right, I'll ask that to the chat. Still all the same. I mean, what does this feel like? Arsenal escaped, says for our armchair supporter.
Okay.
His eyeliner, get all of his. You know, you got to get ready for your big debut when you come on screen. There's JK.
Yeah, for me, bro, I reckon that game was there to be won.
It was.
What did Arsenal offer? Really nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
You know.
Agreed.
Probably was surprised by that. Like going back to yesterday and the day before, everyone said we're going to get beat and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just positive. I think, you know what? If we pull an Inter Milan sort of display out, we could even nick it. You know what I mean? So all in all, we should have won that game.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm not angry, or at least, or I'm not disappointed in our team in the sense of saying that, we played poorly or something along those lines. But why I can say the disappointment, I would say, would be more so the fact that it's frustrating to see that us go to the Emirates and us have this opportunity to really score, or really get, not even score, but to really get 3 points and possibly in a game where, look, I heard Arsenal, I saw all the Arsenal fans, all the Arsenal content creators and supporters and the likes. They were ready for this one. They were showing up on different, segments, whether it's Football Terrace or it's the Judge Footy Mo or what else? On Copish, on Drifty's channel. Drifty had like 3 or 4 different Arsenal people on his channel at once, all talking on a panel with him. I was like, I didn't know for a second. I had to make sure that Drifty hadn't switched over to being a Gooner, but all the same, he never would. I know, But all the same, everyone had this game as being a game where they could not only get a result, they were going to do what we normally do to them in these matchups, put a hurting on them. And that's what the difference was for me. It was like
we sort of took 5 points off them, haven't we? This season, they've taken a point. We've taken 4. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but why can't Arne Slot get this done in weaker team games? Your Leeds United, your Sunderlands, where we're the dominant team, where we're the control the game. So that's the only thing. So if Arne Slot can pull out sort of displays like this away from home, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, like there's something good in him. You know what I mean? The only fault I can say about today is that he left Gakpo on for too long. It would have been nice to see a Chiesa or a Rio just having a little
don't
free
get me
run.
Started. That's what I'm trying to get. Oh man, why'd you have to push that button so soon? Oh man. I believe we would not have made a substitution if Connor Bradley had not gotten injured. Wow. Put it that way.
That's what I think.
If Connor Bradley had not been injured, the starting 11 would have seen out the entire game.
For probably the first time under Slot.
Yep.
For the first time. I said this the other day.
I said,
I want to see Slot keep the same team until the 75, 80th minute. To keep the same players on there. And I think because we were playing so well, he didn't want to hinder that. Hence why he made no subs. First time ever. So fair play to him, man. In that way. He didn't need to change it, really. Yeah.
Jones didn't even get something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see, now this is where I guess maybe this is where I don't want to give too much away from our player and coach rating section. This is where I disagree under this pretense. I disagree that I believe that there was something to be gotten in this game. We were controlling the tempo, we're controlling more of the we had more of the ball, and you know what? To emphasize my point, I'll even bring this up for you guys here. This will show you what I mean by that we were in some type of control of the game. So they do attack momentum basically. And this is SofaScore's attack momentum basically here. And as you can see, the first half was Arsenal is in green. First half was primarily Arsenal. That little bit of blue was that little spot where I said where Connor Bradley nearly got the goal. Basically, we did really start to press and push in that little segment, but for the most part, it was all them. But that second half, you don't see any green until that last little bit.
Yeah,
there's really no green that's going to be pressed onto this attack momentum. I'll even try to make this a little larger so you can see the.
Yeah, I see. I seen it.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to get. That's what I was just trying to get the point across is that I think there was something to be gotten out of this. Like as in when we started pressing and started pushing, they started making they were making subs. They were subbing in and out. They used all of their subs. Hincapia came off for an injury, albeit in the 57th minute, but Trossard came out. Oh, and I can't stand Trossard, by the way. He is such a little punk. Oh man, Trossard. Something about him that just makes you. But anyway, I digress. Trossard, Martinelli came in for Trossard in the 64th minute. Jesus came in for Gorkaz, who absolutely did nothing in this game. Eze came in for Odegaard. Madueke came in for Saka, which was surprising considering Saka was possibly their best attacking player in this entire game. He was in the first half, at least, he was really, really putting a number on Kirkes, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Kirkes was struggling with him in that first half. But again, it was I would have liked to have seen us possibly, again, if it wasn't going to be Chiesa, I wanted to see us maybe I get it, bring in Rio. Bring in someone that's going to be able to, and I would have taken out Cody, and I would have brought in Rio simply because I wanted to see. I would have liked to have seen something more on the ball, attacking on the, like something with a little bit more flair with the dribbling on the left, because we didn't play in the very beginning of the game, or in the Reds roll call. We showed the lineup, and it looked like when you're reading the lineup, it sounded like we were going to have Cody up top again. Okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't. He played Cody on the left wing, and he played Frimpong on the right wing. And then he played with kind of like, if you want to call it 2 false 9s or maybe 2 10s, if you want to call it that, in having Dom and Verts in the middle. Verts on the left and Dom on the right. It was slightly, what it reminded me of was our approach in that Manchester City game.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
And in the beginning parts of the game, it warranted nothing. It made no difference. They had the ball, they controlled it. We were on the back foot for the majority of it. But that second half, started to get a little bit more control. You saw players a little bit more lively on the ball, and make it a little bit of a difference. It was certainly something I thought was certainly something to see. Or would have been something to see if Rio had gotten the opportunity, or even if Chiesa had gotten the opportunity.
Heck, just a different type of energy for the last 10 minutes would have been nice, because I think Arsenal were there for the taking.
Exactly.
And that's bless up Nalante as well, and Dara in this.
Big up.
Hope you're cool, bros.
Yeah, big up JP. Big up JP. Big up 12.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up. Wagwan.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
Bro?
Did you get to watch
it? I watched it. Yeah, I watched all of it. Yeah. So I'm just at work. So if you hear any sounds that's a bit too much, then just mute me. I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, just mute me. Okay. If I ever hear too much. Yeah, I watched the game. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This is a weird take, but I'd rather Arsenal beat us 3-0 and just expected it than the draw, because Arsenal were there for the taking, and I'm frustrated. I can't even lie.
Okay.
I am frustrated.
Yeah.
I am frustrated. I'd rather Arsenal just beat us 3-0 and say, we didn't expect anything else. I know it's negative, but it's just annoying.
I get what you're saying.
I'm irritated. I'm not gonna lie.
Because
I'm irritated.
It sounds like to me you're saying basically, if this is going to be the result, then at least go out there and try to win. I offered this. Did I not offer this in the roll call? I don't know, JP, you were with us in the roll call, but in the roll call, I said to the panel, I said to the chat, if we're up 0-0 in the or if it's 0-0 in the 70th minute, do you want to see Arne Slot go for a Rio or a Chiesa off the bench to bring in some fresh legs and to try to go for the win? Do you want to see that? I had a feeling that that's where we were going to be today.
Mm-hmm. No, but it makes sense too, because Arsenal could almost sense having one hand on the trophy. And, when you reach that stage, you begin to come a little bit nervous. So we had that opportunity where, okay, let's see what they made of. Let's see how they deal with the pressure. We get them to that 70th minute, as you said, and you put some pressure. And who knows? Maybe somebody make a mistake. Somebody slips. Something happens when you go in for titles. So you have to you can't make it too comfortable for them, because how City drew yesterday. It gave them a cushion to, well, I do have to go and win now. I could, because my rival, direct rival in City, drop points. We have a cushion, and this is where we should have tried to capitalize on that, knowing that they would rather take a draw or than to go gung-ho to win. And we just like when you showed the stats there with the attacking momentum and stuff, 12, that proved that, because you see in these small green dots with the graph you were showing just now with the attacking momentum, that it was kind of like non-existent in the second half. So I don't know. I just don't know how to feel. I just glad that we didn't lose the game, and and it just goes to show that this manager, I don't know, he's scared. What is it? We can't. Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, look, the stats are. I'll bring up some of these stats actually for you guys here, since some people are asking for them. Here's some of the stats that we got to see. Look, we had 3 corner kicks, or they had 3 corner kicks. Excuse me. Every time, I don't know about you guys, real quick. I don't know about you, but every time they went for a corner kick, I'm like, oh man.
The last minute, oh god, I was thinking, oh god,
I was like,
typical
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
They got that corner kick at the end of the game. I was like,
Yeah,
oh man.
yeah, you just thought, oh my god, they'd be typical.
No.
Good thing it didn't happen. Thank God for that, at least.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. They had 3 corners. This is the all game stats, and as you can see, 0.36 was our XG, 0.57 was theirs. So it was a nothing real match. They got 1 big chance. I think there should be 1 big chance for both of us. I think the Bradley chance was a big chance, in my opinion, because he's off the line, clips the bar. I mean, if he is just like that much, can get the ball to drop that much more, that's a goal. That's a goal. You can see that there was 4 saves made by Ali, 0 saves made by Raya. Yeah, that is something to say. It goes to tell you what is really the precipice of this game. Oh man, I almost want to jump into these ratings because I don't want to give away too much about these players. Some of the players, I'm telling you, man. Some of these players, I was like, I
can see you bite your tongue. You bite your tongue, too. I can tell.
Yeah, man. So this time I'm like, man, come on, you can do better. But anyway, it was pretty close to fouls, passes, pretty close. Tackles the same. You can see free kicks the same. Yellow cards 2 apiece, but that's only because I think who got one? Maka got one. Trossard got one early, and then they gave 2 yellow cards to the benches. Arteta got one, and one of our assistant coaches got one for us on the bench. So those were the stats if you want to see them one quick time before we go and move on. But oh man, I'm still thinking about some of the things. I'll break down some of the numbers for you a little bit, at least. Again, I talked about the XG. Arsenal had 0.3. I think this one says a little bit different. I want to say it says 0.36 for us and 0.57 for them, but it depends on where you get your XG, from per se. Some have them different. The XG that I saw from, I think it was Who Scored, but it was like 0.3 for Arsenal, 0.14, even less for total XG for Liverpool. That was there's a whole lot of ball without any real bite, barely a whimper from either side, I would say, when it comes to scoring opportunities. It wasn't like it was some defensive masterclass or something like that. Like it was just misfiring. Damis Abasalai had 2 or 3 free kicks that
Yeah.
were, that he didn't even get on. He didn't even make the goalkeeper make a save.
Yeah.
Again, this is why
Yeah.
I say someone who is a big Dominic Szoboszlai fan, I don't want to see Dominic Szoboszlai on corners or on free kicks. I've never been. I don't think I've ever been someone campaigning for that. I'd rather see McAllister take free kicks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think like you saw the free kicks Szoboszlai score against Arsenal. That type of range is his range. But for me, just like you said,
the 2 free kicks were right around
that
the
range.
same distance.
Yeah.
We're in the same distance.
because he has that in him. That I saw him score a couple of those types of free kicks before. But to me, just like you said there, and also people sleep on Florian Wirtz. Like if you look at Wirtz free kick taken, it's pretty good as well. So for me, the shorter range, the more intricate kind of free kicks, just like around the box or just moving a little yards away from the 18-yard, should be McAllister or Wirtz taking it for me, because like Szoboszlai is more the long distance and power. I don't mind Szoboszlai on corners. He can take corners and the free kicks out wide. But like for me, like the direct free kicks, especially like just in and around the box, I've seen McAllister and Wirtz have more success there than Szoboszlai. So I think they should be more in the pecking order, high up in the pecking order for those.
It would have been nice if instead of like they know Szoboszlai is going to shoot. Why? Because in the last game he played him, he scored. So they know he's always going to shoot. Why don't you just do a little shady little pass? Break the line, because they're waiting for him to shoot. So pretend you're going to shoot. Nice little pass, straight through, bang. Something like that. That's what was needed today. Something totally different. What they didn't expect. We would have won that game, bro, if we had a bit more bite about us. And Dara, I think we should have won the game, Dara. When you look at the whole game as a big picture, we sort of controlled it. That Arsenal team was poor. It was like we were going for the title the way we played. But all in all, pretty happy with the display by us.
I did see the comments that Gary Neville said, which was kind of interesting. That it's a pretty bad incident if Gary Neville is on our side of the discussion. Gary Neville said it was absolutely disgraceful from Martinelli, and he questioned why the Liverpool players did not just straight out, whack him in response.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but he said, I don't know
that we did. We showed a bit of anger today. I haven't seen that all season, bro. Today we've seen it. Anger in the players, like, who you pushing there? And, you know what I mean? Sticking up for each other. That's what you want to see from a team. So that was a good thing about today's game. I've seen a bit of fight in there. McAllister, Konate. Fair play to Konate, bro. When the brother concentrates, he plays good.
Yeah. He went on to say, he says, this is Arne Slot speaking on. He said, I don't know Gabriel Martinelli, but he comes across as a nice guy. The problem for him is that there is so much time wasting and players pretending they are injured that sometimes you get annoyed and think that players are time wasting. I am 100% sure if he knew what the injury might be, he would never do that. It doesn't look great if Connor has the injury, which we fear he might have. He even going on to say, Arteta went on to say, insisted that there was no malice in Martinelli's actions and that he was unaware of the severity of Bradley's injury. How about this? If a player's down and injured, don't touch him. Period.
Yeah.
If you're not a doctor, you're not the medical team, You're not the person that just sustained an injury. I don't care that there's people out there that are faking injuries or trying to make it more than it actually is. Fantastic. That might be the case. But that's not but for you to now be the headline that says you're the jerk off that might have made his injury worse by moving the player, by actually moving the player and pushing him off the pitch, you deserve some type of there should be something
10 years,
done.
bro. I'll give him 10 years.
10 years, okay.
No
I don't know
parole,
about that,
nothing.
but I mean, like, I think though that you should deserve some type of there should be some type of ramification for it because you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
that was hard. Not only did he drag him off the pitch, he threw a ball at him
at the start.
Yeah,
that's that's the one that wound me up. I'm like, bro, what you doing there? You just dropped the ball on him and then starts that thingy. Rude.
That wound me up.
Our players will not do that. I'll tell you that now. See, our players, no matter what goes on, we won't pull out that sort of stunt.
Yeah.
You know, we got a bit of class about us. These Arsenal lads, bro, they don't know what winning is. So they're rough. They're just like rough lads, you know what I mean? Like, not great today. And so today, teaching them a bit of a lesson of how to play football and actually kicking their ass a bit was a good thing. But whatever Martinelli, as soon as Martinelli seen the stretcher, he regretted what he did.
Yeah,
I'm sure he did.
Simple as.
I'm sure he did, but that doesn't take away the point of why'd you do it in the first place? You know? Oh, you were being a jerk, you know? You're being a jerk, you know, you're all wound up and lost in the emotions of the moment. You let your emotions get the best of you. You end up being a jerk, and then now you sit there to see, oh, wait a minute. I could have made the situation worse. That's horrible. I'm not saying Martinelli's a bad person. I'm not saying he goes out there trying to injure people or whatever. I'm just saying that, you know what, there's got to be some accountability for your actions sometimes.
I ain't gonna say he's not a bad person, but he likes pushing people who are injured around.
Yeah.
Like for me, bro, he showed his true colours there. At the end of the day, it's a home game. It's the last few minutes. He wants the winner. I understand that. But you don't do them sort of shenanigans.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
So far, I have not seen a report on whether the injury is substantial or not. I'm still waiting on that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just hope I wish Bradley the best. I think him and Frimpong today worked well on that right side. I think they were sort of passing together well. So I was sort of happy to see that. I know Nolante was on about it the other week, where he wanted to see them in a game. I can't remember which game he was saying. And I think today was a sort of good game for them to be on that side. And I think they did pretty well defensively, you know what I mean, as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have not seen anything definitive just yet.
Yeah, I just wait to find out.
And it sucks because you know why? Because I thought Bradley had a decent game today. To be honest with you, I thought he played great. He played well. I think people undervalue his defense. By the way, too, and it's like it's been a tough ride or tough road for Bradley, staying healthy. You know, really trying to. He gets a little momentum, gets hurt. It's very similar to Curtis Jones, like as in he gets a little momentum and then gets hurt. Gets a little momentum, gets hurt. And it's unfortunate for him.
You think that will affect his Liverpool career?
We could do, you know, bro.
It's happening too often now. Like he's even for the national team, right? He gets injured too as well. So it's like so he gives us a good run of games and then he always gets injured. Even last season he was doing that also. So he's starting to become that injury prone player. And every time he comes back, you're gone again, you know? And you know,
today's injury is sort of unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
And that's what I was saying, that it looking like a longer term one.
thing,
So
yeah.
now we have, so it
Mhm.
But as soon as
That's
as soon
tough.
as the
That's
ball was
tough.
coming towards his direction, I was thinking, he's going to collect the ball and pass it back to Allison? That's what my first initial thought was, and then
No, I thought he
he
was going to
kept,
clear it all. I thought he was going to clear it all the way. I thought he was just going to
yeah,
try to clear it. That's my perception. I thought he was going to clear it
yeah.
all the
But
way.
the way he sort of did what he did, it wasn't the right way to do it. He sort of, it was just weird, the movement, and he just
Mhm.
kicked the ball
Mhm.
out, and that was the weird thing about it.
I think it's because it was because Martinelli was behind him the way he was.
Mm-hmm.
He probably thought, okay, and especially with the water, and the field being so wet, and sometimes you try to make a pass, the water, because when the field's wet like that, it'll slow the ball up. Like, I think that he didn't want a chance trying to figure out how much weight to put onto the ball, a pass back to Ali. It would have been difficult. It would have had to been the perfect pass. He has a player on his back, a speedy player in Martinelli as well. I think that he just wanted to try to clear it and just kick it out of bounds as far as he could. And I think when he went, he tweaked his knee trying to turn and kick it out of bounds. Just like you said, it was awkward, by the way. It was,
Yeah.
but I think because rather than like he was facing, he was, parallel with the sideline, and then to or actually perpendicular with the sideline, I guess. No, yeah, parallel with the sideline. And then by him having to try to, twitch his body or turn his body so he could try to kick the ball out. I think that's what kind of tweaked his knee in the twisting of it. I'm hoping that it's not. It sucks because it's the rain and everything else. The wet field was just like very, very tough conditions. So, I'll give you some stats. I said I had some stats breaking down by the numbers, and there's some very interesting stats. Today we saw Arsenal have 2 shots on target, and we saw Liverpool have goose egg. The shot that Bradley had does not count. I know most people will be like, "Oh, but it hit the bar." That's not a shot on target.
So Botsalai should have
So,
had more on target, I reckon.
oh, absolutely.
I think this is what we're lacking. Like, look, when you look at the formation and the people Slot's picking in games, he's really looking for the midfielders to get on the score sheet. Like, when you look at that team today, that was a game for the midfielders to step up and get a goal.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I thought Maka was going to get a goal today. Yes.
Yeah, that's what my feeling was, bro. I just had a funny feeling. McAllister's getting better each game. I think today was a good game for him as well. So slowly, he's getting into that rhythm now. Keep him fit, looking better than what he was, say, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. He looked really bad. But slowly, he's looking a little bit better as well.
You know what was crazy? Why I'm bringing up that stat is this. That is one of the first times we've seen Liverpool have 0 shots on target. Can you take a guess as to what year, like how far back that goes?
1907.
Yeah, you're right. Not that far back, but
2010.
yes, that's it. 2010.
Oh, you're a genius, Andy. Go on.
First time in 600 Premier League games we've had 0 shots. Yeah, 600 Premier League games have passed before Arne Slot's Liverpool side picked up this horrendous stat. That's a staggering stat.
It's a staggering one, but it don't feel like that, if you know what I mean. When you look at the game, when you watch the game, it didn't feel like that sort of stat makes a difference in a weird way.
I get it. Some might wonder why or how we ended up with 52% possession and 48% for Arsenal. That's because in the first half, they had 60% of the possession. In the second half, we had 65% of the possession.
Yeah,
it's
good
tale of
second
two
half
halves.
Yeah.
First half, I think we hit. Second half, we hunted for a goal. or at least hunting for some progressive play, but no finishing it was left for us to deal with. In the final third, final third as in passing, the second half, Arsenal had 30 passes in the second half. In the final third, we had 80 in the final third. Some might say a lot of those were left and right passes. Some of them were. We're getting into position. We just weren't clinical. We weren't clinical with a lot of the opportunities that never really amounted for us because of one particular player I think would have made a difference in this game. And that is Ekitike. I would have loved to have seen even Isak. All respect due to Cody. He didn't play up as our striker, so you can't hold it against him for not performing as a striker today. But I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what Ekitike means to this team. With Ekitike in the starting lineup, we are 12 wins out of 19. Without him in the starting lineup, we are 3 out of 10. That says something.
Yeah.
That says something. He has become a very important piece of our team, I think. A very important piece of our team.
But that's why when I seen Gakpo was starting, I said if he's going to play the 9 role, I just want him to play like a striker. Don't want him to.
But he wasn't. He was playing on the left wing. He was playing on the left
second
wing.
half. Yeah, more in the second half. He was on that left wing, and I was like, wasting. We're wasting him being there. Why? There was no one in the box, bro. Every time Frimpong had the ball, there was no one really in the box, but for like Wirtz and Szoboszlai.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's pretty poor. So, hence why for me, I needed more from Gakpo today. I think he was the letdown of the team. Even though he played okay, he never did nothing special. But I just feel today was a day where I needed him to play like a number 9. And that's it. Couldn't just do it, bro. Because every time Frimpong got the ball, bro, you could watch the game again. There was no one in the box to cross it to, man. So
I'll tell you a difference maker. And this is maybe Arteta kicking himself for it, but Gyökeres versus Jesus was a major difference. If he had maybe started Jesus instead of Gyökeres, it could have been a difference. But put it this way, Jesus had 11 touches in 26 minutes of play. Gyökeres had eight touches in 64 minutes of play.
We did a job on him.
Yeah, but we typically do a job on those type of strikers, those kind of powerful, well, not really pace, but powerful strikers. It's usually the strikers like Jesus, and the tricky ones usually give Van Dijk and Konate trouble. If you look at when we play City as well, we do a good matchup with Haaland from time to time, right? So usually with that type of striker, Konate and Konate and Van Dijk really prove that they could hold their own against those type of guys. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised it happen again.
Yeah, you know what? If we can, if Ibu or even more so Virgil can hold his own against a Haaland, I'm not really. I don't think there's any striker in the league that I'm like, oh, I'm worried that they're going to be a problem for us in the matchups.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. All right, I'll give you some of these coaches. This is what I'll call the segment called Coach's Corner, and I'll share with you some of the comments, and I'll get your reaction to the comments. How about that? So let's hear from the managers and what they had to say. We can break down what they really meant. And the first, I'm going to go with our opposition's comments. Mikel Arteta said, we were royally imprecise. Excuse me. They were very organized. we should have done better. Does what is that like a translation? I don't. That sounds like we could have. We didn't show up today. Basically, we had the ball, we had the plan, and we still couldn't create anything meaningful. They had a lot of midfielders, very patient when they don't have to press as much, which we didn't. We didn't press as much as you would have thought we would have, especially in that first half. Is that Arteta's like giving his team a pass, or is that more like he's saying that Slot's system basically worked against them? It froze them out, especially in that second half, and that they were tactically beaten by him. What does that say to you, JP? And I can give you the precise. I can give you the entire. If you want to give you the entire. Let me see if I can find the entire. We were really imprecise to generate more momentum in the first third and to have better chances. That's what happened in the first half against Villa. But we then picked the right place to score. Credit to them. They were very organized. They were very patient when they don't have to pressure. And they have terrific players. They are the Premier League winners. Okay. That's a little bit different. I guess if you hear the entire stat or entire quote, you might come up with something different.
I mean, it sounds, as well. You guys, you from the States, when they have those politicians giving that political answer, one that everybody wants to hear. It sounds more like that, like you're just saying and giving credit to the opposition. And in light of what happened yesterday with City, you had a free pass in terms of they dropping points. So you dropping points not really changing anything much from what happened in the past couple of games. So for me, it's just, a manager just trying to respect the opposition and to say you're playing against a quality team, throwing in that we are the champions, and so making it, adding a little more hype to it in terms of making it look like it was that much of a difficult game because you're playing the past champions, and any point or a win against the champions is a positive. And Arteta is very subdued at times in terms of his press conference, and he tries to deliver the no pressure on his team type of press conferences, especially knowing that they continue to, well, in the past they have bottled a lot of leagues, right? Yeah. So he's just trying to, probably to take off the pressure a little bit from his team. And I mean, I respect to him that good management and good post-match reaction from him.
Yeah, professional.
Yeah, because you need that in this time, especially with the team's history, knowing that it's just 6 points. That two draws, one loss, it can be back on, So to me, just professional, well said, not too much into it, and
nothing,
move on.
Arne Slot's comments were, we adjusted, we kept them in their half. He's disappointed we didn't win. Slot sounds reflective, I would say, and he should be. I understand he should be, considering that it's not an easy place to go to get a point, much less point plural. We absorbed the pressure, adapted, showed control in the second half. I'll give him that much credit. Yeah. But we weren't really like domineering to the point where we were, blistering their goal with shots or something like that. That's another thing. Our biggest chance came after 20 passes. That's at least what he's saying. Even after a low block like Arsenal, even against a low block like Arsenal, we struggled. I don't think that Arsenal was playing a low block, but he's assessing that they did. The last bit I think of that is telling. He knows his team still isn't fully formed. I understand that, but Ekitike's absence, I think, from what I just said earlier, is a major thing. On Martinelli shoving Bradley, he did say you don't like to see a player being moved when he might have a big injury. Let me get the full statement so you can hear the full rhetoric of what he had to say. He said, if a player of ours is on the floor, people might know by now that 99 out of 100 times there's something wrong with the player. You could see this. You don't like to see a player being moved when he might have such a big injury. Yeah. I think he let him off the hook there. He should have called him a little punk, but but maybe that's just me. Yeah, that's just my yeah.
Should have called him a douchebag.
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 But maybe that's just my assessment of what you heard. You guys have any takes as to what our manager had to say? He did a lot of PR himself, a little pub, a lot of a lot of just trying to play it casual.
Yeah, he tried to put water on their fire. For me, he should have ripped Arsenal apart there and said, "Is this what league title contenders do in games?" Like that, one of the nice little shady little comment like that. Because for me, because he could have took a lot of heat off him as well with a cheeky comment there, and the game, the display we showed anyway gave him a chance to use a cheeky comment there because our display was pretty sound. So he should have just said, "No, you don't behave like that if you want to be champions." You know what I mean? Come on.
No, yeah, you know what? I don't behave like that if you want to be champions. I think that I think sometimes some teams look at Liverpool as being soft, as in not being, not really wanting to be up for a fight or, can be pushed around and bullied, and it's similar to when Isak got hurt by in the Spurs matchup. I know there was a lot of people that were like, well, where were the players? Like you saw I forget who it was. You saw one of the Spurs players yelling down at an injured Isak. Okay. I forget the player it was for Spurs off the top of my head. Do you remember? Do any of you guys remember who it was who was doing that? I can maybe even look it up if necessary.
Bentancur.
Bentancur. Thank you.
Yeah,
when he was yelling, he was yelling at him to get up and berating him for going down and trying to make something. Like, dude, the guy scored the goal. What do you think? He wants to stay on the ground because because he's just he just wanted to kind of take a minute to take a break. Like it was like a jerk off move. And then again, for this to happen, and then Martinelli to go to take the the Zupris to push him out, or to drag him out of bounds. That was just another absolute classless move, in my opinion. But I will say, let's get into these ratings real quick so we can get this done. This is the fun part. Yeah. JP came back with quickness with that one.
No,
I got you.
You wasn't here. I'll be the referee today.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game, so it's going to be entertaining to see.
To see what the ratings are. Yeah. I'm interested to see what the Lante's ratings are.
Yeah. No,
Lante holds no punches, so I know my ratings are going to be a little bit. They're going to be mild, I guess. They're definitely not on the hotness range. It's not going to be too bad. But all right, let's get into this. First on the table is let me make it so you can see. Is Ali. I thought calm, collected, did what did what little he had to. I said there weren't that many. It's only 2 shots on goal. He had 4 saves, but that's because he caught a couple of crosses. I gave Ali an 8 today. I gave him an extra. I would have given him a 7, but because he got the clean sheet, I give him the extra point. So I'm giving him I'm giving him a B. What were your ratings for him? JK first, and then we'll go to Lante, and then we'll have the referee tell us if those were fair. No. Or Lante, if you don't mind, or JK, can you go? I see you're off mute.
Yeah.
What would you have given Ali?
I'll give him an 8, bro. He was always in the right position for anything they chucked at him. Clean. And I said at the end of the game that when Ali's in goal, I got this calmness about me. You know, when Mohamed Ashford was in goal, it went great. So since Ali's come back in the team, regularly fit now, we just look better, bro. So I'll give Ali an 8, top display. Even though it weren't really like he was pelted with shots, you know what I mean? Whatever came his way, he sort of dealt with, so it was clean.
Yeah. How about for you, Lante?
I would say with Ali, basically, I agree with JK, but I can't give him a mate because all the shots Arsenal made were kind of like comfortable saves, and nothing really for him to outstretch.
Yeah, major. Yeah.
But mate, they were just like decent shots, which again, World Cup goalkeeper, he just made it easy. So a 7 for me. Can't really go more than a 7, but he was solid.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Nightly was good.
8 it is.
Yeah. I'll make it a B. I'll make it a B minus. How about that?
Fair. Usually, when you keep a clean sheet, your rating as a goalkeeper will be high.
I always give 7.
Yeah.
Basic.
Yeah.
If you get a clean sheet as a goalkeeper or defender, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. As a basic. Yeah.
So he didn't have much to do today, but okay. Looks like we're gonna go with the player that we are hoping is certainly not as bad off as he might be with the stretcher, having to take him off the pitch. Nearly heroic, by the way, with that shot that hit the bar. Was dangerous at times. He almost had an opportunity to where he was in the box and they passed it to him, and I'm like, to me, I'm like, why are my fullbacks in areas where my strikers should be? But that's a whole other story. Bradley also got injured, like I said. It was terrible to see, but I gave Bradley I gave him a B minus originally. I gave him a B minus. I should be a B minus. Originally was a C plus, but
it looks better.
It looks better. Yeah. I mean, what's your grade? What's your grade for him?
Like for me, Bradley, solid, getting in the rhythm of the team, playing all right with Frimpong. I'll give him a B. I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 out of 10, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the difference. Okay, which is it? All right.
Yeah.
All right. How about for you, Nalante? Any player that you want, you can ask me for statistics. I can give you statistics if you need some clarification to help your evaluation go. But Nalante, if you're with us, definitely you can give us your grade. If not, then we'll move to the next player, and then we can circle back for you. Looks like he's with us. Go ahead.
Yeah. I thought Bradley was good. I thought Bradley was good. I thought he struggled at first a little bit. Trossard done him on the wing once or twice, but once he settled in the game, once he settled in the game, he was solid. And again, it's a shame, man, for the boy. He just can't get any luck, and we'll have to see. So 7 for me. 7.
Okay. All right. 7. So it looks like it is a C plus. All right, let's go with Ibu. Possibly one of his better games, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
One of his better games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let. Oh, I went with for his grade. I'll show you my grade for him. I went with like a C plus for him. I know that sounds harsh, considering I just said it's one of his better games. I still would have liked to have seen. I don't know. There's still. He was solid. He was solid, and maybe I might even give him an extra point because he's one of the few people that actually got in the face of the Arsenal players as they were pushing and pushing, and clamoring around the injured Bradley. But C plus. What would you have given him, Nolante, since he's your boy? See if he gets
Ibu. Yeah, he was better. I'll give him that. He was better. Had 1 or 2 shaky moments, but he was better. I mean, he done all right, to be fair, today. His first good game for me for a while. So, yeah, 20, 25 minutes, you're thinking, oh, my God, like, it looks shaky, but then the rest of the team kind of improved. So, yeah, I'll say, yeah, give him a 7. Yeah, solid 7, solid enough.
Okay. JK, what was your rating for him?
I'll go. I'm gonna give him 8 out of 10, bro.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
He's showing me in displays like today what I just want him to do. Keep it basic, concentrate, don't let no one score past you. And he did that today, so fair play to him, man.
Minimum requirement. I mean, like, especially like how Van Dijk set the bar so high, we expect our stoppers to have a minimum C plus, at least in every game, and anything below that means that you're dropping the standard of a Liverpool player, all right? And Ibu showed us even last season that he could go toe to toe, in my opinion, with Van Dijk. He was so good last season. So at the end of the day, just like you said there, JK, you just want him to give these kind of performances more consistently. Yeah. So
don't overcomplicate the centre back position. You know what I mean? It's a position where you can't overthink it, you can't over worry it. You just got to do the basics right. And today, him and Van Dijk look good, solid. Their players didn't do nothing. So whatever.
You know what? Yeah. Oh no! Apologies. Okay.
No. I just wanted to say, like, we didn't allow Arsenal to get into the game, really, or they didn't want to get into the game. God knows what, but it didn't happen. So I think the defense did well. Fair play to them.
Yeah. I was just going to say a simple statement and it goes with. We'll stick with the C plus for Ibu, and it applies to Virgil as well. They in the second half especially, they were more lively at getting to the second balls. They were more lively at tracking down and being progressive with their approaches towards controlling the narrative through not allowing for the second balls to fall into places and be lazy and allow for them to pick it up off of their laziness. Virgil van Dijk, I thought, like I said earlier, controlled. You would not have thought that Arsenal were playing with a striker today. You would not have known that he was even on the pitch. And I think that's all comes down to, Virgil van Dijk, who was the man marking him today. I gave him a C. Again, that might sound harsh, but he really, other than that, didn't provide that much. We only saw 8 touches for Goalless. Other than that, there really wasn't that much that he had to deal with.
Mm.
What do you want to give him, JK?
I would give Virgil also an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. Lante?
Yeah, the big man. Yeah, again, like you, Boo. He started off slow. There's one time he's a bit hesitant with Saka, with his shot, but then again, he kind of grew into game and put his challenges, and then yeah, he done big man things. But yeah, I'll give the same as you, Boo. Solid 7 for me. Solid 7.
7. Okay.
12. Before we move on,
Yeah.
can you check his aerial duel stat? Aerial one start for me.
He was 1 for 1. He didn't have much to do.
Oh, okay. Because
I was just looking at that. Yeah.
so that for me is one of the areas that Van Dijk has not dropped in.
No.
And for
He's
me,
excelled.
like he's bad in all other aspects in terms of silly mistakes. Maybe lost a pace here and there, a yard of pace here and there. But in terms of his aerial presence, he still has that for me, and that's why for me I could give him another season to be in the squad. Even though you're seeing his standard, because every time I see Van Dijk and people criticize him, I always look at the aerial duels. That's both in the box and in the offense and defense as well, because it gives me flashback of the Newcastle game when they were down to 10 men and they were spamming long balls, and I believe if Van Dijk wasn't in that game, we lost that game 5-2, right? And he saved us. And like every time after that game, I started to see the importance of Van Dijk's aerial ability, right? So, I just wanted to get that stat to see, because 7 is standard, right? And 1 out of 1 means that it didn't have much to do in the game. So kind of, all right.
No, he had 85 touches. He was 90, like around 90%, a little over 90% accuracy with his passing. But defensively, he only had three defensive contributions, 1 interception, 2 clearances, 2 recoveries, 1 for 1 for aerial duels. It was a case where, like, in that second half, we controlled so much possession that there really wasn't much for him to do other than maybe, commanding the corner kicks a little bit more. So,
yeah.
All right, let's move on to a player that often gets a lot of criticism. First half was looking like he was on skates, but he looked like, I don't know if you've ever, you got running shoes on and people ask you to kick the ball around on a wet day. Nah, man, I'm good. Like you got dress shoes on and there's something like that. If someone's asking you to kick the ball around, nah, I'm good. That's what Saka was making him look like in the beginning of the game. But he kind of settled into his own. I'll admit that. Kirk has settled into his own. I gave Kirk as a C as well in this game. Malante, what would you have given him?
I think Kirk has, again, similar to Bradley, you saw 1 or twice in the Hubble when Saka sent him to the shops. And Saka and you thought, this is going to be long. And after that, he's 2 or 3 times. And then after that, he improved. You got to give it to Kirkus, man. Defensively, I think after that, he was very good. Saka, what did he get? He didn't get a sniff. Saka, when he had him, he went on the outside, he went inside. Rather than outside. And there was a time when Saka, it could have been a goal, it was a mix-up, and Kirkus made a vital block.
Yeah.
A very, very vital challenge. And and I thought, Cody, again, I know we're going to him, could have found him at one time. But I thought, Kirkus, he's had 2 very good games against Arsenal. Home and away. So, just the more improvement from Kirkus. So, I'll give a solid, 7, C, whatever.
Okay.
Or 7.5, whatever.
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually going to give him a plus too, because if you hear the stats, JP, I'll share with you these stats, and you can understand why I'm even before I get to JK, I'm going to adjust my score at least. Defensive contributions, Kirkes 7, tackles 1, 4 out of 4, interceptions 1, clearances 1, block shots 1, recoveries 2, ground duels. He was 5 out of 7 for his ground duels, 1 out of 2 for aerial duels. Committed a foul, and dribble passed only once. That was that time that he got dribble passed by Saka. But other than that, he was pretty solid. Pretty solid. You want to give a rating for? Yeah, you want to give a rating, JK?
Let me have a look. I will go first off. 8. I'll give him 8 as well. He did some nice little tackles as well.
Okay. All right. So I don't know. B minus? Just we bump him to a B minus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all the criticism he gets into,
Yeah.
So yeah,
I said
a love.
That
show a little love.
We need a bit of Kirkes on Saka. He's not going to let Saka breathe, and he didn't really let him breathe. Saka
the question. That question was asked today by the commentators, and they didn't have a solid answer to whether they were asked. The I forget who the commentators were on our end. I think it was. I want to say Lee Dixon was the color commentator, but and I think it was. I want to say maybe John Champion was the play-by-play, but he asked him who he would have preferred to see in this matchup because he was watching Saka, really do, have his way with Kirkes in the very beginning. And he, despite him saying, he was like, Robbo would have been a good choice. But then again, you would have had to see Robbo contend with the speed of Saka. And that could have been a difference maker. At least with Kirkes, you have something of a counterweight to possibly protect against that. So Kirkes did his job today.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is the man that one of the few men that we have an actual soundbite for. And it's like it's right on cue. What would you have? I gave Gravy a C. There were a couple of times where I was like, we saw that turn and burn that we like to see by Gravy, like him getting the ball, being able to turn and progress the ball forward up the pitch. He looked more engaged. I don't know if I necessarily would say defensively he wasn't exactly, the greatest defensively, but let me see if I can pull up his defensive stats. 5 out of 8, maybe so. 5 out of 8 ground duels, 1 out of 1 for aerial duels, 3 recoveries, 1 block shot, 1 clearance, 1 interception, 2 out of 3 for his tackles, 6 defensive contributions. That's a solid game. Gravy looked good, I thought. I thought Gravy looked good today. What would you have given Gravy?
I think he had a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give him an 8 as well.
Okay.
I'm just being generous today.
Yeah, you give him 8s out like it's like you're Oprah. All right, cool. All right, I got you.
8 balls.
All right. What would you have given him, Nalate? What would you give him? Gravy.
Turn and burn when you're sitting on the curb.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Some bars there. Turn and burn sitting on the curb. Gravy is like Spawn on the lawn in the dawn. But Mr. Gravy. Look, to be honest, man, that was more like you said, 12. That was more like the old Gravy. He was fighting a bit in the midfield, which was better. But he's been a bit slacking with that. Getting himself in a bit, Turning and moving the ball quicker. Obviously, the options weren't great. But, I would have given him 8. but I thought it was better. I could give him in between 7.5, 7.5.
All right, we're gonna go with your rating. Go with the C plus for Gravy. We'll go for. Wait, hold on. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I was going to mute his mic just for a second. He's going through some windy conditions there, because all we want to hear is. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah,
all right.
good.
You couldn't hear it over all the wind. The wind was there.
It's good for me to hear that too as well. You know, I've been watching Gravenberch like the past 4 or 5 games now, and you know, I was a little disappointed in terms of some of the performances. Because you're just looking for the Gravenberch of last season, right? You know, you want that player to stay there. You know, you have that type, because that to me was, if not world class, as close to world class, all right. And like if somebody can build on those performances and keep that level consistent, then there is the argument that he will eventually be world class or is world class, you know.
Yeah.
And
maybe a little bit more respect to be put on his
name.
By
but like
people.
that's what differentiate the world class from the good players, because you have to do that consistently. Look at the Modriches of the world, Cruz. They would have done that season in, season out, even up until the day that they retire in, you know. So it's good to see that, hearing what you're all saying in terms of he was better. It did look and resembling what he did last season.
He was massively better.
And long may it continue. I mean, we going into some crucial part of the season. We have FA Cup, then we have Champions League coming up as well, and we have a run of games. So, like, continue and hope he gets him back that form in the right time.
Yeah. Yep. Well, this next player he had no shots, so he wasn't going to necessarily prove me and JK right about predicting his goal scoring opportunity. But he was pretty decent when it comes to the numbers. If you look at some of the numbers for him, defensively, 3 out of 6 for ground duels. Wasn't too successful. 0 out of 2 for aerial duels. But Maka has been definitely one that has been trying to find a footing to kind of like make progressive movement towards getting his form of last year back. I know some people. I don't agree with a lot of the people that you know, when they refer to Maka, he's done, he's washed, he was never good, and you know, and blah blah, all these stupid takes. I think they're kind of I think they're just looking for, those are just look at me clicks or look at me statements or takes, saying some outrageous things, because I think Mac does have the ability to get back to that form. I'm not going to say that this was a game that he showed it, but he wasn't. He was average today. I thought he was average. I gave him a C minus. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't. He was just around average for me. JK, do you have a rating for McAllister?
I'll give him a 7.
7, okay. Okay. Well, you're being generous today, I know. So you can see where that goes.
He's sort of finding his feet now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's looking more steady every game, so that's a positive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How about for you, Nalante? Maka?
My fault, Gary Mack. Yeah, Mac, he's been better than he has recently, but he still wasn't his best. He's in between. You can see shoots, but he's still, I agree, average. He hit some decent passes, didn't really make a threat, to be fair, a little bit biting in there. So, yeah, a 6 for me.
Six. Oof. Okay. So let's just stay with the C minus. You said a C. You said a 7. I said a C minus. He said a 6. We'll stick with the C minus. Next. Dominic. Big Dom. Dom the boss.
Hmm.
What would you give Dominic's the Bosselai? I
Shooting
gave,
breakfast.
yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. He was energetic today, pressed well, just lacked end product. Today was one of those days where you're just like, you wanted just that much more from Dominic's Bosselai, and we just couldn't get it. I gave Dominic Sabastalai a C. What did you give him, JK?
Straight up 7.
Yeah. Okay.
You pay good. You pay good though.
Yeah. How about for you, Nolante? What would you give him to Dominic?
He
Boss. That should be his
boss.
name. So Boss.
Yeah, I thought again it's a mixed one. I thought he's been lacking the last couple of games, but he's been our best player this season. I thought the pressing and stuff was good, but his end plays product, some of his decision making was a bit off for me, a bit poor. So I'll give him a 6.5 for me.
6.5. Okay. All right. So 2 7s and a 6.5. Is that what we got? I'll give him a C minus. All right. Let's go with the man that is the Flash. Maybe that'll be his name. Frimpong.
The Flash.
The Flash, right? I think that'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool to
Yeah.
because he was rapping.
Coin it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, for me in this game, Frimpong, if you get a chance to see it, even in the highlights, you'll see what I'm saying. He had pace, he created chaos, but when it came to making decisions, it was poor.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. His passing, the crosses that he ended up giving were poor. There was an opportunity. Oh my goodness, possibly one of our best opportunities to score, at least in open play. And that was, he had the ball. He had beaten his man, right? And the pass that he gave he was late on giving the pass. So when he finally did, it was behind Verts. It was behind him.
Yeah.
And we ended up missing an opportunity to score. Oh man. I was really upset about that one. That really got me down on. I'm giving him credit that he was putting in work, but that should have been better. I gave him a C for today. I gave him a C. He made them have to. He made him. I don't know what Hincapia went off with, but I mean, like, he obviously was stressed enough that it, possibly because there wasn't any impact or anything like that. Possibly could have got a penalty in the box, but some say it was, some say it wasn't. With Taylor as our referee, you knew it wasn't going to be the case. So,
That wasn't a penalty. No.
That's not happening. So, what would you have given Frimpong?
I will give him also a 7.
All right.
I think, he would have got an 8 if his final ball was better.
Exactly.
But then again, I think if Ekitike was the 9 playing today in the box,
it would be a different story.
It would have been a different story. Every time he got the ball, bro, there weren't really anyone in the box.
Yeah.
Because think about
that.
He
had a couple of chances too.
He should have started that one when he was through.
Yeah.
Then tried to pull it back to Wirtz. I think that was the one way he should just put his laces through it and got the goal.
Yeah. Oh, I was exactly thinking the same thing. Absolutely. Spot on. I was like yelling at the screen, why didn't you just shoot it?
Yeah.
I was like, if you're going to throw a crappy pass like that, why not just take the shot? Oh,
and there was one where Wirtz gave him the ball in the box. He sort of got the ball in a good position to just whack it one. What did he do? He turned around and passed it back.
Pressed it back. Yeah.
That was the
Yep.
mad one. But I like his mentality in that way of he wants to cause problems, and defensively he looks sound as well today.
He's a little bit of chaos that we have on the pitch. Actually, I think he's like the closest that we have to creating chaos for defenses.
I wouldn't say
with his pace. With his pace,
say
I think
energy. Chaos sounds like he's a bit dodgy.
Okay, I got you.
I would just say a positive energy source. Yeah.
Okay. Keeping it positive. I got you. All right. Well, then let's move on to Mr. Cody. I think Cody's going to probably have the worst ratings out of the group because I just don't think Cody was that involved. Like I said, he had an opportunity to score, but it unfortunately fell to his left foot. Then he had to try to make it to his right, and he ends up going for nothing. Other than that, he wasn't super present in the game. I even look at his stats too because I don't think he was that overwhelming. I don't think he had any shots. I don't know if he had any shots. So let me see if he had any shots. Other than that one, he had one shot. That was the block. He was offsides on another attempt. Got 42 touches, but was defensively he was trying to work his way into the picture. Could have been better. 4 out of 9 for ground duels, 2 out of 5 for his aerial duels. Gave up 3 fouls, dribble pass once, had 3 clearances, 3 recoveries. My rating. Hopefully, Cian is not watching this. As I said it, I just saw a post of hers on Twitter. I gave Cody an F today, but maybe that's harsh. I feel bad. Maybe a D-. How about that? Is that better? Because I was just mad. He should have scored that goal. I was like, and I saw it drop to his left. I was like, oh, he's not. I was just like, just volley it. Just volley the ball. Just volley. And then when I saw him take a touch, and he had to bring it down. He had to take it to his right. He had to put another touch in. I was just like, oh, I'm not scoring this. This is over. D-. I'll go with D-. That's me being nice. What would you have given him, JK?
About right, yeah. D-. I think he was the one guy I was looking for today to do that extra little bit. But all in all,
he worked hard. He worked
hard.
He put a lot of energy out. He was working hard. He was tracking back, but he offered little. That's the problem.
Attacking wise, yeah.
Attacking wise, and he's out there to be an attacker. He's mostly one of our best shooters on the pitch, and he offered little today. That's why I was disappointed. All right. Last but not least, Florian Wirtz. Flow Rider. How about that? I gave Flow Rider. Flow Rider was, I think he should have won the penalty. I think he's still maybe searching for a breakout moment, maybe still in a big game at least. But I gave Flow a 7. I gave Flow Rider a 7. Or a C, excuse me. What would you have given him?
Well, about right, 7. I think even though we controlled the second half, he was seeing less of the ball.
He was.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he did.
But all in all, I just love the way he plays football. But I think sometimes he lacks that bit of, but he's more stronger in challenges as well. I think he was trying to get the ball off Gabriel in one scene. He was like, he didn't give a damn. He's small, but he can get stuck in. So I think that will come with time.
Yeah, it will.
He's had a good game, clean game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
just before we move on, so
yeah.
because I didn't see the game, and I would be expecting Flo to be, like demanding more of the ball,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm,
that's not just one criticism of Flo this season, because remember, I don't want to say I know Flo in terms of his play style and so, but I did see enough of him play games where I know how he demands the ball, how he plays, and it seems to me in Liverpool at times he tends to shy away in certain moments, right? So, like for instance, there will be instances where, and that's why I kind of don't know if it's instruction he's getting, because
mhm,
when I see him play for Germany and I see him play for Bayer Leverkusen in the past. And well, Germany currently now, he more demands the ball all the time
Mm-hmm.
rather than make runs forward. So like forward runs.
mhm,
So when I see him make the forward runs and sometimes shy away from the ball, I wonder if it's instruction because I know that's not flow. And that's what kind of worrying me that he's not um, you know, trying to demand the ball in certain instances where you could give him the ball and let him find runners then if you understand what I'm saying, because it kind of alarming to me that if he had more of the ball in the second half, probably we'd have been a little more creative. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
mhm,
So like I just when you're watching Liverpool play going forward, just keep that in mind. I could always message you and just keep just like how I look out for
mhm,
the aerial duels with Van Dijk. Just look at there is certain instances in the game where Vert is our 10 and we want him to receive the ball to find runners and then he will be so like a McAllister Szoboszlai will have the ball and instead of Vert's coming short, he will make a run and he will receive the ball. And I think I don't want him doing that because we never play the ball to him when he does it. So
mhm,
I rather him come short and we give him the ball and let him try to find the Frimpong's, the Gakpos, the Atatikes, Kante. So y'all can just note it, just watch that
mhm.
and see, and y'all can tell me if it was something like that, why he wasn't getting a hold of the ball in this game. Because maybe
I
I
can
don't.
understand you. I can understand you saying that. I think the major reason why I would assess that. I mean, he had 50 some odd touches. He had like, let me double check. He had 56 touches today. Um, but at the same time, I could think that maybe he's not getting as many touches as maybe I think Thomas Bosley had much more touches, for instance. Let me look. Yeah, he has 63 touches. But why I think that they didn't have as many touches going through Verts today is because his options. I mean, like I just think that Florian Verts, the options that he had as being outlets weren't exactly the most all-inspiring options to basically get some results from in Cody and Frimpong or even Dom going forward because Grav and Mac kind of didn't go too far forward in the attack. They did. I don't think they really progressed into the box too often. So, yeah, I understand though what you're saying. Though I would like to see Flo get the ball more for certain. Substitutes. There's only one sub. That was Joe Gomez. It was very late in the game. Only played a couple of minutes. Not going to rate him. Last but not least is the coach evaluation. Arnie's listening. He's waiting to hear what you have to say. As you can see right here in the picture. All right, just in case you can't see, now you can. So Arne Slot. Arne Slot. Look, tactically disciplined. I think we lacked courage early. That seeing Liverpool be a team that plays a low block, I never thought I would see that, to be honest with you. But I witnessed it today in that first half. And second half, we finally decided to, pull up our britches and actually go try to like be big boys and go out there and play. And we did. We grew into it very late. I'm gonna be harsh. I gave him a C. I know some people might give him higher because they got a point, but I just don't like it when our coach. I don't like it anytime I see a Liverpool coach playing scared.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't want to. It's similar to what Nolante said in early that he would have rather seen us lose 3-0 than to get a 0-0 draw. The reason why we got 0-0 draw is because we played for what I asked of everyone's opinion on is we played not to lose today.
Yeah.
I think played not to lose.
Both managers did.
Yeah.
That's Arteta's speciality as well.
Yep. That's been our Arsenal's specialty all season, I think.
Yep.
Play not to lose. Hope for a free kick or a corner kick or something, and then hope for chaos.
Yeah, that's a bit risky,
I don't know if that's sustainable. I
don't think so.
Yeah.
But I'll give Arnie today.
Drum roll.
I will give the brother. I'm tempted to give him a B because it's Arsenal away, top of the league, first time ever on a Thursday. First time on a Thursday. Because he got into the players' heads before the game started. That it's a big game here. He weren't none of that Brentford away 3-0, 3 whatever it was, Chelsea away.
I'll give you that.
You know what I mean, bro? So I'm gonna give him a B. Fair play, Slot. He did. I wouldn't say he didn't even be proud, but man's laughing. Man. I can't believe it.
No, I know, because I don't know.
No, but just because when you look at all the comments over the last few days, bro, everyone said we were getting battered.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I think I was the only one who said we're not. A lot of fans were saying we're gonna get battered and this and that, and it didn't happen, man. So solid display by the manager. Even though attacking wise we were really bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I guess maybe for me, I wanted our team to go into the Emirates and
take the points.
That's what I wanted to see today from our team. Well, we didn't necessarily see that.
We are champions.
Exactly. There you go. All right, but it's all good. Let's see. All right, here's something. That's a good, decent comment. Benjamin says he wants Slot out, but we played a lot better than he expected. Still not the football he wants to see, but he thought we were going to lose 3-1 minimum. I will admit that there are. I give it this way, there are a lot of yesterday and the day before, but especially yesterday, we saw a lot of trolls crawl out to try to be on some like, oh, you guys are gonna get whooped. You're gonna pay tomorrow. We're gonna show you what it means for Arsenal football, and there's all this braggadocious. There's that guy or that one troll in the chat talking all his jazz about Liverpool haven't won any 2 out of 34 years or something like that or whatever, 2 titles in 34 years and everything else. This being from a guy who is an Arsenal supporter whose team has 3. Okay. It's not like they've got like double or triple the amount of titles that we have. The dude in the same time span, they have 3.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, and before that, and if you want to see us flex, if you really want to see us flex, should we talk about Europe?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you'll see Arsenal fans doing this out the room. They'll be running.
Or they will go to the Invincible, Yeah. Unbeaten.
Yeah, oh, the Invincibles. We have
Yeah.
the Invincibles. Yeah, the line that Ty goes to every time he's in a debate. I saw him in a debate with Grizz one time, and it was painful to watch.
Yeah.
It was painful. Every comment was the Invincibles this,
Have
the
you got
Invincibles
Invincible?
that.
Have
The
you got
Invincibles. Have you got an Invincibles team? Oh, that's it. I was just like, oh, jeez. Yeah, but hey, all good. Notice they're not in the chat today. That's why I think trolls are sometimes just that, trolls.
Yeah.
I don't mind banter. I don't mind going back and forth with people when it comes to talking. They're talking trash back and forth, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to hold suit, show up the next day, regardless of the result. Regardless of the result. But like, it is tough. If you want to see, if you know what I'm talking about, watch they did a sports Bible with Grizz and Ty, and it was one of the hardest watches to do. Grizz tried his best to try to have a real, intellectual debate with him, and it didn't go anywhere really.
You can't listen to
And that's nothing against Ty. Ty is probably a nice guy and everything else and blah blah blah. But I have nothing against Ty. It's just more of I'm just trying to have honest conversations. That's all, bro. I'm just trying to have honest conversations.
Yeah, but that's the majority of content creators. 1 out of 100 is all right. Like you can learn something, or majority of them all, you can't have conversations with them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy conversation to have. But I just say, I just know they had all this chest. I was being told how we're going to get done up 3, 4, 5, 6 goals against us. How it's a different settings because we're going to be at the Emirates this time, and how it's going to be this, now it's going to be that. I don't know. I saw a game that we should have won, to be honest with you. That's in my opinion.
Yeah.
A game that was asking for us to win it, and unfortunately we didn't. And that's why I'm a little disappointed in my coach's choice of battle plan for today. Was I would have liked to have seen us. We were going to have, if it wasn't for that injury, let me repeat this. If it wasn't for that injury to Connor Bradley, we would have had 0 subs today. There was no one warming up. We would have had 0 subs today. We would have watched our starting 11 play the entire match out. And that to me said, we're a team. But that was Arne saying, look, I instructed this is the 11 I trust. I'm not trying to gamble. I'm not trying to go for a win. I'm just trying to let them play. If they get a result, fine. If they don't, okay. I just want to make sure that we don't lose. And that's why I'm uninspired by this win. I'm uninspired by our choices by our coach in this game. I would have preferred to have seen a Chiesa late or a Rio, especially late in this game, to maybe shake things up a little bit and really bring in a little bit different order to the match. And I just thought that was the case. But you could have a different opinion. If you do, definitely put it in the comments section. After the show, definitely put in the comments section. It helps the show grow. Possibly, it makes a difference in the algorithm. I think, at least that's what people tell me. I don't know, but it helps. It just helps us to connect. That's all. I look at it that way. Helps me connect with you guys. Helps the panel connect with you as well. They get the chance sometimes to to answer your questions or go back and forth with what you have to say. What is it that you want to see coming up? We have the FA Cup is our next matchup. FA Cup is next on the bill for us, and let's see. We have FA Cup, right? Let me make sure I get this straight. We have we have Barnsley up next, right? And then we have Burnley at home, by the way. Burnley, the same Burnley that got a 2-2 result, got a 2-2 draw against Manchester United, the mighty Manchester United. Yeah. I don't know. Some of us got. I shared with some of my friends the lineup. I saw the lineup of Manchester United going in for that game. They were wearing their outfits. I don't know if the guys remember that or not. Anyhow, lounge show for sure. What do you think? What are your expectations of this Barnsley match going in? Do you think that we can think this Arsenal game is something to draw off of and something positive to draw off of and go into Barnsley?
Oh yeah. For me, it will be a game where Van Dijk, Gravenberch, everyone works, everyone rest until the Burnley game now. But we're at home. So it'll be a good game for all the youth lads to get a game. Fringe players, Gomez, Chiesa. It'll be a nice little run out for them. And then get ready for the Burnley game. Sorted. Yep. Two teams that, come on, we've got to beat them both.
Oh, we've got to flex on both of these teams.
Yeah. You got to
flex.
both at Anfield.
Yeah. Both at Anfield, yes, like you said. And then we have a Marseille matchup that is going to be a tough one. That's going to be, I think, in the next 3 games, that's going to be obviously our most important game. I get that FA Cup game is important because some might argue it's important because if we lose, obviously we're out. I understand that. But I think that we should, whatever team that we do put together at Anfield, we should be able to handle Barnsley.
Of course. Yeah.
Again, Burnley did just get a result against Manchester United, but I still think that a Burnley team is going to come into Anfield, set up shop, going to definitely play for a draw. But I think we've got to make the most of. Hopefully, we'll have some players back by then. Ekitike back maybe, or something along those lines. Some problem providers for oppositions for us. And then Marseille. Marseille is big because Marseille could make the difference, be the difference maker in us automatically qualifying for the next round and also being in that top 8 and not having to deal with a playoff. That could be the case with that win at Marseille if we're able to get it, because that's counting a Carabao win against at Anfield against Carabao. That's counting that. But I know that's maybe counting my chickens before they hatch. I understand that. But Abdul says he didn't watch the game, but he knew it's going to be boring, slow. Both teams will cancel each other out, side to side, and backwards passing. Smash the likes and subscribe. Big up to you, Abdul. Appreciate it. Yeah, big up. What about for you, JP? Do you have any premonitions of the games to come?
I just agreeing with what everyone said so far. We unbeaten in 10, right? So Barnsley now going on disrupt that. Surely not, I can't see it, and then Burnley coming into Anfield again. Burnley is going to be shocked. Trying to park the bus and trying to stop us from playing. I think with Etetike back and Verts there, we'll be able to unlock Burnley and get some points. And the Marseille game is intriguing. That will tell me a lot in terms of our Champions League hopes, right? So I'm looking forward to that game, a tough away game. This got without Isaac. So most likely this will be a game where Slot is trying to see what's his best team to play in Europe going forward, because that's a realistic chance for us winning silverware. Yeah, so next 3 games I see in 2 wins and probably even 3 if we do our job in Marseille. So I'm looking forward to it, especially the Marseille game away in the Champions League. That game is, I think, will will be my hopefully for the new year you'll be able to say, well, all right, there might be some happiness for us this year, if we see something good in our Marseille game. But like if I don't, it will be what I just said, like in the previous streams, like I kind of lost hope with the Champions League because we lost Isaac. And a lot of people saying we could do something in Champions League, but for me, that hope kind of gone out the window when Isaac broke his leg. So and now this compounded with Bradley's injury, it just getting worse. So let's see, man. Positivity, unbeaten in 10.
There you go. Yeah. I'm beaten on 10. There you go. Fall back on it. Fall back on
unbeaten
that.
in 10. Let's go. Let's keep it good.
There you go. Fall back on that. Fall back on that. Nalante, how you feeling? What's your premonitions, or what's your optimism for what we're going to be seeing in the next 3 games ahead of us? Let's see if Nalante's with us or not. He might be. He might not be. Let me see. Holding out for Nalante. Yeah, I don't know if Nalante is going to be able to comment for us or not.
9 points for me, bro. 3 games, 3 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 6 points, or not even 6, but 3 points. 3 points. Look at it that way. 3 points 3 times. How about that? Because they're 3 different competitions. So 3 points 3 times. Moving on.
Yeah, Barnsley, that's just a win. If you're through, you're through. If you're the next
yeah. You can look at it that way, yeah.
Okay.
3 W's, 3 wins, 3 games, 3 wins. How about that? Let's say it like that. All right. Well, we are going to wrap up this post-match review. We'll bring back as many of the casts as we can tomorrow. But it's we're getting closer, one day closer to the weekend. It'll be a little TGIF tomorrow. So I hope that is a great weekend for everyone. Look at it this way, people. We are still in 4th place, holding it down with 35 points. We are still quite a bit off of first place, obviously. We're still, 14 points off of 4th place. But that 2nd and 3rd slot, that's a little bit different. Yeah. We're looking at 8 points. It's a little bit different. So hopefully we can gain some ground to hopefully solidify our spot as in this run of for Europe. Yeah. I'm still under the pretense that we'll maybe see us obtain Europe a different way. But all the same, Brentford sitting at nipping at our heels. Who would have thought that? Brentford. No one. I don't think anyone would have thought that.
Newcastle as well.
Yeah, 33 points.
Newcastle.
For Brentford. 33 points for Brentford. 32 points for both Newcastle and Manchester United. Chelsea at 31 points along.
Yeah.
Chelsea 31 points, but also sitting there with Fulham with 31 points as well.
Yeah.
And then you have Sunderland at 30 points, 29 points for Brighton, and then let me hold on. I gotta adjust the screen and go because I'm already on the second page actually. Everton. That's that team's. That's what they call that other club. Everton. I got you. 12th place. 12th place for Everton. Crystal Palace, 13th place. They were once riding high.
Top 5.
Yeah.
It's the Premiership for you. Things change. You
Riding
lose
high.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, riding high.
But I feel
Now
for them.
they're-
That's lost. Yeah.
Yeah, now all of a sudden
I think
they're
ever since
holding on.
Sarr went to the Africa Cup of Nations, they're not doing as good. He's probably their
Yeah.
best player for me.
Yeah. He's up there. But they still got a good forward line. I just think it's just, like I said, the squad's taking a toll. They've got a small squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they got rid of Is it SA? There's a player called SA. ESSE.
Yeah.
He went to Coventry
Like
today.
Arsenal. Yeah.
Oh,
he
on
went to
loan.
Coventry.
Yeah. Oh, he must have gone on loan.
I'll admit this: what Abdul is showing right here is pretty spot on. I mean, we're looking at Sunderland's 0-0, Sunderland Leeds 3-3.
Yeah.
0-0 against Leeds. Yeah, Fulham 2-2. Arsenal obviously 0-0. If you were to say, if we were to get wins, and let's not even take the Arsenal game. Let's not take it for granted. Even though I think that we should have won this game, if you were to take that, that would be 8 points that we would see, and all of a sudden we're sitting at 43 points.
Yeah.
Five off of the lead. If we were to have beaten them today, we're looking at us. If we were to have beaten Arsenal today and have won those games that we got draws in, we would be in second place, sitting only actually 3 points behind Arsenal. We would have been sitting 3 points behind them. I know that's hindsight. I get that. But this is something to keep in mind. Big shout out to Abdul. Thank you for that. Difference maker, man. Difference maker. All right, people. We are going to wrap it up. Like I said, here we are going to be back tomorrow to engage in some more tomfoolery. I guess some, but also to others, maybe some real analyst diagnostics of games and of what we've been doing. Yeah, I'm not even going to get in on the losses that we had. You're right. I mean, we should have beaten Chelsea, or at least gotten a result in Chelsea. The Manchester United, that's just a whole different story. That was just that at Anfield. That was just that alone could have been sackable. But anyway, the bottom line is this: I will admit I am disappointed, frustrated, but not dejected from this loss. Because we didn't win, I get that, but because we didn't act like we could win for too long, I'd like to see us, really pick up a little momentum, pick up a little pride, pick up a little bit more from our men on the pitch. We let Arsenal have the initiative for 45 minutes, which we didn't have to do. We responded in the second half, but we responded, in my opinion, like a team afraid of its own ambition. We didn't really press and push and really bring some real opportunities to the fold. The result, a point, a decent performance, but not a statement win like I wanted to see. This isn't my standard. I don't think it's yours. This isn't the end, though. There's a long road ahead of us. We keep moving forward. We got the FA Cup coming up. We've got obviously a Premier League game in Burnley at home, and then we have to go to France and really get 3 important points, in my opinion. So there's more to build, there's more to fix, but we move forward. We stay loud, we stay proud, and we demand more from this club as always. And they do their job right, they'll deliver. So we got to keep believing. I am the Liverpool 12th man just as much as you are, and our story is what it is today: a 0-0 draw. But again, always up the Reds. Big up to the panel. Big up to JK. Big up to JP. Big up to Nolante joining us. Look, these guys don't have to be here. They are on. They show up under their own, fruition, and their own pure love for the game and chopping it up with those of you in the community. So definitely show some love. Give them a shout in the comments. Make them, understand the fact that this community appreciates them just as much as they appreciate you. So big up to each and every one of you. We will see you guys on the flip. Until then, up the Reds, and you'll never walk alone, my brothers and sisters. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Yeah.